Hello everyone, it's me, once again, your friendly neighborhood pig. Today we're going to talk about... Yay!
Okay, maybe it's not technically we're going to be talking about today, but there's been this new trend that has been on the rise. I don't really even know if you would consider it a trend, but basically it's the idea that age is just a number, and people who are pedophiles and people who who are like really old, who like really young girls, feel like it's okay, and they basically should be indoctrinated into LGBTQ, which, you know, is just absurd and dumb. Yes, I'm all for doing whatever you want with your life. I don't really care what you're doing with your life, but there's limitations. There's things where you're just like, okay, that's where I draw the line. And these two, this cute little couple right here, really draws the line. Not really draws the line, but kind of just like breaks a line, turns the opacity down on the line where you can kind of just go back and forth and just be okay with it. Now, I don't know if you guys know of the channel Barcroft TV, but they have a quote-unquote show or series called Love Don't Judge. And it's normally where they have people that are a couple, and normally it's not accepted, or it's not really like, people don't like that they're a couple and they just show it off. But this one right here is very, very, very close to just breaking that and being like, okay, this is a little bit too far. Maybe we should get these people some help. Here's the title of it. I'm 18. He's 48. Now we have twins. And let me tell you, their story is riveting and beautiful, on par with The Notebook itself. Now, and I know what you're all thinking. Oh, he must be a creepy ass pedophile looking dude. But I mean, once you really warm up to the guy, once you really take a look at his face, he looks like a serial killer.
This is 18-year-old Tamasia. She fell in love with 48-year-old Marcus.
As far as, the age difference goes, I don't think of her as being 30 years younger than me.
Okay, listen, Marcus, maybe you're a good guy. Maybe you don't mean any harm. But I'm just telling you right now, the whole look that you got going right now ain't helping the situation. Long ass hair that's thinning with a bald spot in the back, and it's like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like, at least don't look like a pedophile, you know? At least don't look like the stereotype of what people would consider a predator. And then maybe we could start accepting your story a little bit more.
Brought them in the firing line for some harsh criticism.
There's this old creepy guy who just wants a young girl and wants to exploit her.
With some of the judgment coming from those closest to them.
He's a molester, a pedophile, he's giving you Stockholm Syndrome. I was like, wow, you don't even want to meet the guy and ask me what I like about him?
Maybe he's the best man in the world. He's a stand-up guy. But just, I'm sorry, you do not look like a stand-up guy. You do not look like a man that I would trust. Especially like with my daughter. Her parents aren't really happy with the situation, and I don't blame them. Look guys, I know I shouldn't really be judging a book by its cover, but when the cover says pedophile on it, when the cover says a serial killer, and then I open the book and it's a happy story, it's hard, man. It's really hard to get past it.
Definitely books here that Tamasia's read before, and books that she's interested in. But I think by and large our tastes are slightly different. Yeah, we intersect, but we don't have exactly the same taste for sure.
With Marcus compared to like somebody my age. Let's get this straight, boys.
Okay, all right. Did they really have to show a picture of them naked on top of each other? I mean, just picture yourself as her friend finding that on her Snapchat, her posting a picture of this 50-year-old man on top of her while she's naked and he's naked.
As far as, the age difference goes, it's never really been a big concern. And I think that's mostly due to the fact that I don't think of her as being 30 years younger than me. Holy smokes.
Okay, are you guys ready to hear the very romantic, not creepy and not weird story of how they met? It's very romantic, actually. Like, it brought a little bit of a tear to my eye.
So I was grocery shopping with my gram, and I see Marcus like staring at me, and I'm just like, maybe he's not looking at me, or he just has a staring problem. So I was 16 when he approached me, and I told him I was 18, and I was like, okay, sounds good coming out of my mouth, so I'm gonna roll with it.
Okay, all right. Things have heated up. Things have gotten spicy around here. Now, with my very professional experience that I've had before, normally when a 16-year-old girl lies that she's older, that normally just means that she's not mature at all, and she wants to act mature. She wants to play being an adult, but she's not. Like, she just isn't an adult. And that's normally a giant red flag. And not only that, but what 16-year-old on the planet would see a 50-year-old man staring her down in the middle of a grocery store and think, damn, you checking me out? Yo, you looking at my goods? Shit. Look at that bald ass head. Look at that scraggly ass hair. You look good, man. Keep staring. Keep staring at my underage body, you 50-year-old man. I love it. He's just sitting over there in the corner, just sweating, just... I just imagine him going up to a 16-year-old girl, like, he's like, so, like, I saw you across the grocery store. You look kind of cute. I was wondering, would you want to go out on a date with me? What the hell is this shit? What is this? Like everything is a red flag. There are a billion red flags in this. Like, I'm just gonna call it, give it a couple years. She's gonna wake up. Her brain's finally going to mature, because your brain doesn't fully mature until you're in your like mid-20s. From this video, it doesn't seem like there's any abuse. It just seems like she's immature, and that's why. That is why there are boundaries, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's not just a number. There are boundaries because of maturity and like delusion. When you're younger, you get delusional. Like sometimes you want to be an adult. You want to date older people, not because you actually like older people, but sometimes you just want that feeling of being a mature adult when you're not yet. And that's what this feels like. But who knows? Maybe she'll grow up and everything will be happily ever after. But man, this is a weird ass story.
Convincing Marcus that she was in fact 2 years older, the pair started dating while Tamasia was just 16 years old, a year younger than the age of consent in her state.
When I learned that Tamasia was 16, it was obviously came as a surprise. It puts you in a tough position because, here's a girl that you really like, that you want to spend time with, but now you have to also think of it from the whole, legal aspect of like, well, can I? So you just kind of put the brakes on things for a little bit.
Having discovered Tamasia's true age, the pair stopped dating. But when she turned 17, they picked up where they left off, despite many objections about the big difference in their ages.
He really be sticking around till she got ripe for the picking, am I right?
Reactions that we've gotten across the board, they usually fall in one of two camps. There's the camp that looks at Tamasia, as being, hey, here's this young girl who's latched on to an older guy and she's trying to, exploit him, for whatever reasons. And then they get the other camp, here's this old creepy guy who just wants a young girl and wants to exploit her that.
I mean, he's acting like these are unfair, like, accusations or unfair ideas. They're not really an unfair idea. You are a 50-year-old man going after a 16-year-old girl. And, like, I really don't know what else to give you there, man. You're acting like this is a weird thing for people to be concerned or weirded out by it. Because, little side note that I mentioned before, 16-year-olds don't know what they want. They just don't. They're not old enough. They don't grasp what they want. I mean, 50-year-olds can easily manipulate a 16-year-old. I mean, who knows? Maybe he just told her that she's beautiful, and then she just is like, oh, I love this guy. Like, boom, I love this guy. Because that's how 16-year-olds are. They don't really, it's too complicated of a situation for you to just, like, assume that she's just mature enough. I mean, maybe she is. Maybe she matured early. To be fair, that's not really how it works. But still, it's just not a situation that you can be sitting back and acting like people accusing you of these things are in the wrong, because they're very normal things for people to be worried about in a situation like this.
Tamasia's family have found it particularly hard to get on board with their daughter being involved with someone so much older.
My mom was like, why are you with this older guy? He's a molester, a pedophile, he's giving you Stockholm Syndrome, like all of that. I was like, wow, like you don't even want to meet the guy? And ask me what I like about him or what we have in common.
Now, I don't know if you guys know the term grooming, but it's a very awful thing to do to people. Famously known Onision has done it to people before. But basically, grooming is just playing a charismatic person that you cannot help but love, and playing the role of someone that person has to love. Like, basically, in a way, brainwashing them. That I even remember watching a documentary where a dude not only brainwashed the daughter of a family that he was trying to get the daughter, he also brainwashed the parents. He groomed the parents. He acted as a charismatic man that they ended up trusting. So I'm not saying that he's grooming people. I'm not saying that, but it does not matter if your parents like him, because predators, terrible people, can just play an act. They can be charismatic. They can even trick your own parents into believing that he's some amazing person. Like, I'm sorry, but that does happen. So it doesn't matter if your parents like him. It doesn't matter if your parents get to know him. It's just not a good situation, okay? Like, I mean, come on, guys.
And not long into their relationship, there were further surprises in store for the couple.
We've been together for 5 or 6 months, and we found out we were pregnant. It was 2 babies.
So for the sake of the twins, I hope this whole situation, that it resolves itself.
They have twins. Well, the only thing I could say about that is, I mean, at least he stuck around. At least he didn't dip. I guess it's a positive in this whole thing.
Yes. How about you?
Okay.
Knock you up. Out of the way, Mom. Oh man, you already.
So, quick little thought here. Her children are closer in age to their own mother than her mother is to their dad. Just a little fruit for thought. Just a little something to really bounce around in the noggin there.
Hanging out with Marcus's friends, Tamasia sometimes feels pressure to not act her age.
Sometimes I still get a bit anxious when his friends come over, because it's I have to mature myself in a way that they don't see me as a child. Yeah, in a few minutes Marcus is going to be over, and good thing I made brown.
Oh, okay, that totally makes sense. So when his older friends come over, you have to act like you're not a child. You have to act like you're mature. Almost like that's what you're doing now with the grown man. You're acting like you're more mature than you are. And ladies and gentlemen, there is something that is coming up. Something that is going to shock you. Something that is going to really bring light to this situation and really show what kind of people him and his friends are.
I mean, it surprised me a little bit. I think Marcus has tended to date people that were a little older, but as I saw the interaction and I saw the various facets of the relationship, I realized that, I mean, I hate to use the cliche, but age really is nothing but a number.
Oh, he did it. He said it. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Age is just a number. That's what it is. Age is just a number. Oh man, dude, I've been sitting here all day waiting for someone to finally tell to spit the facts, to tell the truth that age, it's just a freaking number, man. Like, who cares? Am I right? Can we get Chris Hansen? After Chris Hansen gets done with Onision, can we get him back here? I think he needs to really scout his whole friend group at this rate.
The verdict on Tamasia and Marcus's relationship might still be out for many, but there's no shortage of love between the two of them.
He's a very kind, sweet person, always trying to do for others. He's just an all-around great guy.
And okay, I probably shouldn't really mention this, but could we, I have to mention this. He has a nice house. Like, his house is large and it's nice. Maybe he has a good amount of money. I mean, okay, all right. I gotta say it. He has a nice freaking house. There might be a little bit of something there.
I had to do it.
Well, all I could say to that one is, oof. what's the thing? Yikes. Yikers. Oof. Wowie zowie. Not for me. I mean, who knows? Maybe they got a perfect relationship. Maybe there's nothing actually bad happening here. But you can't just look at something like this and walk away. You can't just look at this and be like, oh, that's fine. Just because there's too many things that could possibly be going on that we just aren't aware of. They might not even be aware of it themselves. So yeah, it's just a weird ass situation. But thank you everyone for watching this video. Make sure to like it if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe it if you enjoyed it. Make sure to slap a like on this bald head of mine. Make sure to check out baconapparel.shop for all of your merch needs. And remember guys, age is just a number.